haven't gone and given you some kind of great new idea. Be consistent. Like, who doesn't know that? You didn't get where you got today without that knowledge or information. What's the problem is the doing of that, is the sticking to that. And why we don't isn't laziness. It isn't willpower. It's none of those things. Willpower won't get you very far. Partly it's identity. It's who you are.
This is the Born to be Brilliant podcast, helping you harness the habits and unlock the tools to bring you more meaning, vibrance, and the personal power to help you shine like the diamond you are.
How you do anything is how you do everything, right? Welcome to this episode. We're going to explore how we operate as high performers and just turning some of the things we know. We know we need to be consistent. We know that there's such a thing as the compound effect. We understand these things intellectually, but where are we sometimes falling through the cracks because of our entrepreneurial high performer makeup? Like, this has been going through my head, and I'm sure a lot of you see this as well. As somebody that's a high performer, you usually will have non-negotiables and habits that you know serve you, and that are the reason that you have created the success that you've created and get the results that you get. And that's great. That's good knowledge and practice for you as a high performer. But where this can sometimes fall down is we can be spread so thinly, or we are so driven that we can end up with we're spinning multiple plates and we're good at it. It comes easy to us to kind of keep all the balls in the air, and before you know it, sometimes it's not the non-negotiables. The non-negotiables are non-negotiable, but the other intention, the things that you have intentions of doing, achieving, being, they slip down the priority list because they don't seem to be that important or urgent. So they kind of stay over there. And because you're smart, in your brain, you're like, I know if I just did that, I'd get that outcome. If I just ate healthier, I'd be in better shape. Or if I just posted my content every day on social media, I would grow a bigger following. Like, just simple things that if I do this action consistently, I'll get this result. And yet you don't do it. Like, why? Why don't we do it? And I want to unpack this because I think that we waste a lot of resource spinning our wheels on this. And sometimes you just need a loving shove to go, come on, wake up to this now. Like, what are you doing? And the other thing that we do as well, if we're successful and we are not constrained in a monetary way, we will throw money at it thinking that will make the problem go away, and it doesn't, because we are still not committed inside. And I see this over and over again, where you'll pay the expert or the accountability partner or the whatever, but then you don't actually use it. Or worse still, you use it but you don't. Like, you show up, but you don't actually take the action that you need to take. I've even had clients like this where I'm like, why are we here? Why am I still telling you the same thing? Because until you actually do it, like, I've given you the roadmap, but until you actually do it, the outcome's not going to change. Like, I've seen that so many times, and I'm like, look, I'm here for you. I've got your back. You can keep paying me if you want, and we can keep going over this. But until you do that thing, and you keep telling me why you haven't, and we keep exploring different ways to overcome that hurdle, because it's actually a mental one rather than a physical one, we can keep on doing this, but we are doing the same thing. And until we get over that, there isn't something else. Like, my job isn't to just go and pull out another magic idea. Like, it's just that. I remember having that conversation with a client many years ago, and she laughed. She's like, you're absolutely right, aren't you? Like, I know, I do. And it's like, yeah, because you're using me as a safety net. Because whilst she had no monetary concern. It wasn't, it was no problem. She was happy to keep paying me because every time she was paying me and we were talking, she felt good because she felt like she was doing something about it, because she felt like she was taking action to improve that thing. But when I called her out on it and went, "But you're not actually following through," that was when it hit home. And that's good. Like, I have integrity. I could have just kept going and she'd have kept paying me, but I was like, can you stop? Like, don't pay me and don't carry on till you do that. Do that. And then come back to me and I'll carry on, and we'll do more. But anyway, where might you be hiding behind something similar? It might even be an investment in a digital platform, a technology solution, a thing you think you got to do just because it's what you do or what people do. Like, that's the kind of thing that we get stuck in and we don't actually realize that we're not following through and doing the thing we need to do. The fact that we know that consistent action is what gets you results. So you are a product of the things that you do repeatedly over a long period of time. I have, since 1st of May 2016, got up in the morning and done a home-based workout. And like, I always pretty much maintain my physical body health and strength and fitness because I'm just in that flow. Like, if I changed that, I probably change, like, for the worse. But in the same sense that somebody who's not where they want to be, if they change what they're doing, they'll change the outcomes they're getting. Yeah, we know this stuff. So because of that, it's consistent though. Yeah, it's not sporadic. I don't go, and I really don't get this, when people go, "I'm going to go to the gym." I was like, okay, is that just a random idea? Like, is this a regular thing? Like, if you just go to the gym sporadically, you're wasting your money on a gym membership. Like, do the maths. How much do you pay per month? And how often do you go and how much you're paying per session? If you're going to have a gym membership, you need to have a diarized time in your diary when you go to the gym. And it should be more than once a week. Like, if you don't have that, don't have a gym membership. It's sort of pointless. Like, I don't have a gym membership, but I subscribe to a platform where I follow my workouts, right? And it's a hell of a lot. I pay in a year what a lot of people pay in a month for a gym membership. So I could dip in and out and be sporadic, and it wouldn't actually be that much of a big deal in terms of money wasted. But it would be pointless, because if you just dabble in it here and there, it doesn't really do anything. It's on the flip side, if you have a big greasy cheeseburger once in a blue moon, it's not gonna break the waistband. But if you have it daily, you're going to be unhealthy. Same applies. If you pop to the gym once in a blue moon, you're not really going to do anything. It might feel good. It's nice to do. It's like going for a random spa day a few times a year, It'll feel good. It's not going to have a significant impact. You need to make it a regular thing and make it consistent. Is it, 3 times a week? Is it daily? Is it even just once a week? But if it's less than once a week, it's not worth it. It's not your thing. You'd be better off committing to a 10 or 15 minute walk every single day that you can fit into your diary, and scrap that gym membership, but commit the hell out of that 10 to 15 minute walk and do that. And then work on increasing your pace, and then maybe break it into a jog or something. But be consistent, otherwise it's pointless. Now, that said, whilst we're talking about it's the thing we do repeatedly over a long period of time that gets us our outcomes, I think there's also a place for sprints and bursts of things. So I'm not suggesting here that we're like ebb and flow. It's like, oh, really all in or like really all off. And, no, I think that level playing field is the way to get results. But if you were to do a detox or a cleanse or a boot camp or something that's like a one-off contained thing, you might go on some kind of retreat that you do a thing intensively for a few days. No, that's not sustainable. Like a cleanse or a detox, it's not sustainable. You're not going to carry on doing that forever, but it can kickstart, right? It can be a pattern interrupt that kickstarts you, jolts you out of the sporadic like lack of consistency you were in, and it can just give you that oomph. It could be even productivity. That can be like in writing. If you want to write a book, but you can't get the consistent writing windows in, and you go on a workshop and go, right, I'm going to this thing where we spend 3 days and we really like immerse ourselves in it. And then great, now I've got that spark. Now I can go and create a consistent thing off the back of that. That's cool. That can have its place, but make sure you use it as a springboard and then put the consistent action in and make that in your diary. If it's not in your diary, it's not going to happen. And anyone who's had great success will tell you that what's in your diary is what will actually happen. If it isn't that, it isn't going to happen. If your diary is random events that come in at you, you're just going to get random results and go slow. If it's intentional and plotted, you're going to get intentional results as well. You know this stuff, but do you do it? This is the thing. This is the differentiator. It's knowing it and then it's embodying it. And on that note, this is where we have to drill down to why we don't often embody it. So I'm going to come to that in just 1 second. On the note of talking about this springboard or these intensives, I want you to think of this like this. Picture that is the seed. So you go and do that boot camp, or you go and do that detox or that thing. You're going to do the intensive thing. That is you planting the seed. You put that seed in the ground by doing that. But it's then the watering of it. It's the sunlight. It's the nurturing of that seed on a consistent basis all the time that's going to then flourish and make that grow into something significant. So then you've got a beautiful tree that's grown from a seed because of the consistent action that you've put in, and watered and nurtured that seed. So why don't we? This is the golden question. I've said these words to you now, and you're like, yeah, I know this. This isn't anything you didn't know already. I haven't gone and given you some kind of great new idea. Like, be consistent. Like, who doesn't know that? You didn't get where you got today without that knowledge or information. What's the problem is the doing of that, is the sticking to that. And why we don't isn't laziness. It isn't willpower. It's none of those things. Willpower won't get you very far. Partly it's identity, it's who you are. And you probably know that as well. So part of it is identity. The willpower to go to the gym isn't going to do it. I am a person who does this. So I mentioned my morning workouts, and it's most mornings. It's not every single morning 365, but it's most, and nearly always Monday to Friday. Very rare I miss one of those. Is consistent. People who know me, they know that about me. Not because I go around going, guess what I do? It's just come up here or there or in conversation. It's just who I am. And they know that. Like, that's who I am. It's not hard. It took me on the 1st of May 2016 to go, I'm going to do this. And I followed a program and I stuck to that program, and then another and another. But I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it consistently. And that's what programs are great for, because they're your accountability. And I never looked back at what point did it become who I was? Probably 3 months in or so. And I'm like, this is who I am now. This doesn't change. This is my life. This is a lifestyle commitment. It's not hard. It's a joy. I love it. I feel frustrated if I can't do it or fit it in, or I'm injured, which is rare. But look, if there's a reason, it's annoying, because I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm not doing it to prove anything. I'm doing it for me. And what are the results? The results are feeling good in my body, feeling strong, feeling energized. You get the endorphin benefits. You get you have to breathe, you have to consume water because you're exercising. Start the day more invigorated. Of course, there's no end of health benefit internally, not just, visually. It feels great. It feels great. I don't want that to change. Why would I? And I perform better as a parent, as a wife, as a business owner, as a leader. I perform better because of that. So why would I change that? It's who I am. Now, and it's non-negotiable. I'll even make myself late over it. I'm sorry. That's why the kids are sometimes late for school, because I just didn't press play quick enough or got distracted by something, but it's going to happen and I'm going to get it done because it's part of my routine and that's who I am. So identity is a really big piece of this. If you are, where could there be an identity example here? If you are somebody who carries the identity of somebody who's afraid of being visible and doesn't like social media, or, you know, in some way your identity is resistant to that, you're not going to show up on there, you're not going to put yourself out there or your brand or your whatever. I mean, you're here because you're in some way in business or want to be. You've got that's part of it. That's literally part of it. Whether you're doing it or you've got someone doing it, whatever, it's part of business. And you have to carry the identity of somebody who understands that. Most people find those things frustrating when they don't understand them. So understand the platform and what it is you need to do and what the strategy is, and then make it easy for yourself. And then when it becomes easy, then you just have to slot it in as a habit. And then when it becomes a habit, it becomes part of your identity. For some of you, that means showing up, you, the person, but for others, it could be brand content. So I'm talking to everybody, regardless of what status you're at and, you know, what your position is in business. But if you're what is it in your identity that creates that resistance? And that's where we peel back the next layer. And I speak from experience when I say this, personal story here, because I've been that person. And it's like, well, I know what I need to do. I get the algorithms, the platforms. I'm very tech savvy and I understand marketing. Like, I know if I do that consistently over time, that's the result I'm going to get. Why am I not doing it? Why, despite every good intention and diarising it, do I let that slip, or why does that drop? And first of all, there'll be an identity reason there. It's like, because that's just not who I am. Like, look at that person that's doing that really well. It's literally, that's who they are. Oh, I don't want to become a slave to it. Oh, I don't like conforming. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. You don't like conforming. Conforming to what? The rules of the game. Oh, okay. Well, I want to do it my way. Right. Okay. Now I'm understanding a bit more about who you are and why you're rebelling against this thing, because you want to do it your way. Right. Okay. How's that serving you? Do you know what I mean? Like, and then we get under the skin of it, and you'll find there's something. So it could be, you'll find there's a trigger in there that might be to do with being ridiculed as a child, or ousted from a friendship group, or rejected in some way, or abandoned, or, you know, in somewhere in history, something will have happened that will have created a wiring within you that said, I'm not safe if I do that thing. And if I'm not safe if I do that thing, I don't want to do that thing. And no matter what your brain says, you need to do the thing, your body is going, not going to do it, because I've got to keep you safe. And you don't even know up here in your actual brain, in your head, that that's going on. Half the time, your subconscious and nervous system is at play. Your nervous system took some hit somewhere in your past, probably childhood, and it wired stuff up in a way that then gave your subconscious a message, and then your subconscious is running the show and going, no way, not going to happen, because my job is to keep you safe. It's sending messages then through your system that's preventing you doing it, despite the fact your logical brain is going, but I want to do it. Why are you stopping me? And so we have to understand that. Like, it is so simple and sounds so obvious. Go to the gym more than once in every blue moon if you want to lose weight. But why aren't you? Because there's something else at play, and it's a deep subconscious nervous system level that's stopping you. And you're looking in the mirror and you're going, no, I'm not happy with my weight. No, I'm not happy with my health. No, I know what I could be, and I know what benefits it will have for me if I just do these things that are good for my body, but why am I not doing it? Money's another one. So many people that are successful and have great businesses and earn well and can do multi 6-7 figures, pretty much as a business owner, that they've done it all themselves, self-made, amazing. But the bank account's dwindling and they're still hustling and they're still striving. Why? Because they don't, deep down, feel like it's safe to hold on to it. Again, been there. My highest revenue month, I managed to disperse of that as quickly as possible. And it wasn't until I reflected and went, oh, look what I did there. Like, it wasn't a conscious choice. I didn't go, not safe to hold this money, let's spend it. Of course I didn't. I'm smarter than that. But inside me, somewhere, there was something that said, well, you must share it and you can't just squirrel it away. I'm not going to psychoanalyze myself right now, but this is such a relatable thing that so many of us do. We don't know, like, the BS that's going on in our internal systems. It's not playing out up here in our heads. It's playing out right down deep in our soul being. It's but it's not who you are. It's not who you are. Inside, there's a diamond that you came here as, pure and brilliant. But the conditioning, the messaging, the information, and the things you've received along the way have buried toxic thinking and tarnished that diamond and created nervous system level subconscious programming that sabotages you from holding on to that money, from building exponential wealth, from getting yourself to the gym, from whatever it might be, posting on social media. I'm using classic examples that I see over and over again. From, you're holding on to all the things in your business instead of letting go and trusting, building the next layer of the who's, the best possible who's that can do the do's for your business to thrive. Because whilst you're trying to do it all, it's not going to get where it needs to get. That letting go, another massive one with entrepreneurs. Because no one's going to do it as good as you. Because it's quicker, I may as well do it myself. Because it takes too long to hand it over, or it doesn't get done to a good enough standard, or it's on my neck anyway, so I want to make sure it's right. Like, all the things that we have to let go of. But it's not an intellectual thought. It's so deep. And we need to get in there. We need to get in there. We need to unpick it. We need to find the thing. We need to rewire that and program it and send you back out going, that's done. Now I won't have that thought. Now that's changed. That's shifted. You can literally change it. You can go from a person who just can't bring themselves to be on social media to being consistent on it every day. You can go from being a person who doesn't seem to be able to hold on to money to holding on to more money than you've ever had. You can go from a person who just doesn't seem to be able to get their butt to the gym to somebody who's a gym bunny going there every day or 3 times a week or whatever works for you. But it can change because you can change that programming. It's the programming that's making those decisions, not you. It's the programming. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, which, whilst at a surface level, it's about consistency, driving action that gets results. It's so much more than that. And it's unpicking, why we struggle to do that, no matter how much we know it. I hope this has sparked some thoughts, and please do reach out if you need some help with rewiring that inner programming. Let's get in there. Let's figure this out. Let's get you thriving as that brilliant diamond that you came here to be.
I hope you enjoyed this episode, and remember, go out there and shine your light bright because you were born to be brilliant.